Today I will be bringing you a knife review of these two Felissa knives. Felissa, thank you so much for sending these to me. I have a lot to say because these are very interesting, and Felissa as a company is doing something very interesting. But I would give you the names, but there aren't any names that I can find for these two knives. But here they are, very beautiful. I'll show you up close and personal, and you guys can check both of those out. Very cool knives. Let's first talk about the larger of the two. So this one, larger and heavier, this is, I don't know what to call it, but we'll call it the spear point because it is sort of a spear point here, not a back sharpened edge, just the large edge on the front side there. But very cool, got your G10, and then I'm guessing steel. I don't think it's aluminum because it is quite heavy. And then deep carry pocket clip. I very much like that they are doing a deep carry clip right out of the gate. I think that's exactly what they should do. But let's talk about Flissa for a second and pause on the knives. So Flissa is doing something incredibly interesting. They are flooding the market with a bunch of these really super budget knives. And I love it because I love budget knives. I am like a $50 and below knife guy, although two of the knives I'm going to show you today to compare these two are 50 and above, but that doesn't matter. Most of my knives are $50 and below, and that is why I really love what Flissa is doing. Back to the knife. This one is claiming that it's SANDVIK 14C28N, which is a good steel. I very much like 14C28N. This does have an FL2450. I'm guessing that's the model number, so if you need to look it up, I'm going to have links down for both of these guys. But this is very cool, a very nice knife. It feels good in the hand. Maybe a little bit of a hot spot on the back here depending on your hand size. It doesn't bother me. That's never bothered me personally, but it feels good in the hand. I wish there was some jimping up top here, and I wish there was jimping back here. I like kind of more tactical style knives, so I'm always a sucker for some jimping, but that would be great if you could do it there and there. But that is the feel of the knife, and it feels good, and it locks up extremely solid. There is no back and forth wiggle, no front and back wiggle. Speaking of the lockup, it is very, very straight. It looks really good in there. It's not sitting to one side. I love to see that with a knife. The blade itself looks excellent. It's not off center or anything like that. So that's a huge win. And then obviously you've got your action. The action is what a lot of people care about. And this one does have ball bearings, and it is a flicker style. But you also have this hole right in here. Talking about the flicker first, it works fantastic. It's really great. Speaking of jimping, you can always throw a little jimping on the flicker. I do like that because sometimes they can get really slippery. This one's detent. Let's see. I really can't get it to go. Oh, there we go. I finally got it. I really had to whip that, and I had to go way down here to get it to come out. But as you can see, the detent on it is pretty darn good, and it has a really good action, very fun, very flickable, so really like that. The hole itself, if this was protruding, a little bit more like say a Spyderco, maybe not so much like this, but just a little bit more, I would be able to get my thumb in there. But for me, maybe it's my fat thumbs, I have to push down and out, and it's uncomfortable opening it with my thumb. It's very difficult. Of course, now I'm going to get it every time. See there, I missed it. It's very difficult, and I cannot spider flick this knife to save my life. I have tried, but ultimately the action is good, and this thing is pretty neat. So spear point down. Let's go on to the next one. This thing is tiny and very interesting. It's basically a wraparound design to where you've got this steel, and all it does is just have a big U shape. The knife sits in there. Very, very simple. Speaking of the sitting in there, it sits in there nice and straight. It's centered. Again, the blade looks good. It just has that one thumb stud on the one side of the blade, and all you do is flick it out like that, and boy does it flick out really fast when you get it right. And getting it right is not hard. All you got to do is put it on that tip of your thumb right there and push out, and it comes out lightning fast. You could think this thing was like assisted or something. It is super fast, and it is a liner lock. I did fail to mention that this one is also a liner lock, but you could obviously see that. Both liner locks, pretty thin. You can see how far it locks up on there. Gets to about the 50 maybe 45% mark on a normal flick. But it is very solid when you do a good flick. It doesn't have any movement back and forth, side to side. I really love to see that. I think that's fantastic. You do have some jimping up here on the top, nothing on the back, just nice and smooth. But I can appreciate this because this is a very straight knife, and I really like to have something to grab on, and it grabs really well. These are very small but quite aggressive, almost sandpaper-like. It just grabs your thumb really well. So good job on the jimping on the back there, Felissa. I like the blade shapes on both of these, by the way. We didn't talk about that too much with the spear point, but I do really like that. I think that looks really good, really aggressive look. And then, of course, with this one, just a classic clip point, just drops down just a little bit. And with this one, let's mention steel. This is not 14C28N. I would really love if they would make this either D2 or 14C28N, but this is 8CR13 MOV. Cue the soundtrack, because I don't personally love that steel. It is a very cheap steel. A lot of manufacturers just mass produce knives much like this. I would love to see you, Felissa, step up this to 14C28N or at least D2, because I just think that steel is just far superior to 8CR13 MOV. But I gotta say, this thing is very light. I'm gonna take you guys now to the tabletop. We'll talk just a little bit more, show you how it cuts, and do a little bit of testing. All right, let's get you guys some measurements of these guys. We'll start again with the 14C28N spear point, and we will show you exactly how long this sucker is. And we've got just over 4.5 inches closed, and then open. I'm going to do it this way so I don't stab myself. Let's move the scale out of the way real quick. Let's get that all the way over. I'll use this knife to kind of make sure it's even here. You're getting just over 7.5 inches long open, and then we will move on to the small, super lightweight one. Again, open just under 7.5 inches right there, and then closed, it is at just about 4.25 inches right there. So pretty good sized knives. I wear extra large gloves, and these knives fit me in my hand quite well, actually. This is about, well, a little bit bigger than the smallest knife that I like to carry, EDC or something. A pretty good size, like I said. Do love that jimping again. But let's get you guys some weights on these two. So we'll start off with the quote-unquote heavier of the two. Not super heavy. It's about 3.84 ounces for you. That's not a bad weight for a knife. Again, if this was aluminum, I think that would lighten it up a little bit. And if they could put some skeletonization in here, throw some lightning holes, they could really make this a very light knife. And then let's go to the light boy. 2.12 ounces. Very, very lightweight. So super impressive. I really love that this is almost just 2 ounces. It is very light. I wore this in my short pocket, and I'll show you guys both of these guys in my pocket right now. But for this small one, I really could barely feel it even in shorts, which I think is awesome. But I will show you this great deep carry pocket clip on both of these guys. I will say on this smaller one, it is a little more fragile looking. Don't know how fragile it will be, but it might bend out on you. And the other one is just a little bit more robust. Now let's do the paper cut test. So I'm going to start off with the 8CR13 MOV. We're going to see how this sucker cuts. And I will forewarn you, I did use this on a couple of boxes, like maybe 2 or 3, but I don't think that should dull it. It is 8CR13 MOV. Let's see how it does. Quite well, actually. Oh yeah, that's nice and sharp from the factory here. That's pretty darn good. I'm pretty happy with that, guys. Now let's check the 14C28N blade. This one should be pretty much a virgin blade. Let's see how it cuts. Oh yeah, there we go. Very nice. Using the entirety. It does bind up just a little bit there. It's pretty good though. We didn't talk about price yet, so we just showed you the sharpness, but price-wise, I think this one was on sale for like $15 or something, and I think it's like $25 right now, which great price, but I think you could probably get it on sale for about $14. And this one I've also seen for about $14 to $20. So that's what really blew me away with these Flissas is their pricing is dirt cheap. So if you can find them, there's a ton of different Flissa knives that are out there, and they are really going to town and trying to get just a ton of sales. I don't know if they're selling them so cheap to just try and get in the market or what, but Flissa is making cheap knives, so go check them out. Now we're going to do a blade lock test. So I have this kind of Oki rig jig set up, and I've got some sandpaper and a 45-pound weight. And I'm going to see if I can hang the 45-pound weight from the end of this and if the lock holds up. On a decent knife, you should probably be able to hold 50 plus pounds on the outside of the edge. So my test, 45, just to see if this thing can hold up. All right, it's holding the 45 pounds. That's pretty good to me. All right, let's try the same thing with this small little knife. I don't know. We'll find out. Is my jig even gonna hold? Ooh, it looks like she's bending a little bit, but it's holding. All right, that is it for these two little Flissa knives, and after that torture test right there, still opens just fine. This one does have a little bit more, a tiny bit of movement in that lock. Side to side is still really good, but forward and back, which kind of to be expected if you're gonna put it through that much testing. You can see it locks up quite a bit more on there too, but just a little bit of movement there. But surprisingly enough, with the little guy here, you saw that bend in the blade, but sprung right back in and is totally solid. So good one on you, Felissa. Honestly, I'm very impressed with these two little knives, and I'm interested to see and maybe test some more of these cheap Felissa knives just to see how they do. For a good throw now knife, I think these are fantastic. If you want to step up steel, go with this one. If you don't care about the steel and you want a real throwaway, this thing is excellent, especially for shorts or something like that. So go check out these Felissa knives. I've got links down in the description. If you use those links, that really helps out the Self-Equip YouTube channel. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. Thank you guys so much for watching. We'll see you on the next one.